The situation in Ukraine by the end of September 22. Border territories of the Russian Federation, Ukrainian formations fired at the village of Dvulichnoye and the Verigovka border crossing in the Valuysky district of the Belgorod region. Kharkiv direction, the units of the armed forces of Ukraine launched a counteroffensive to reach the borders of the LPR and strike at the flank of the grouping of Allied forces. On the Dvurechnoye-Kupyansk sector, it was possible to partially break through the defensive orders of the RF armed forces. Assault detachments of the armed forces of Ukraine crossed the Oskol River along the crossing near Dvurechny and bypassed Kupyansk from the north, taking advantageous positions for the offensive. Most likely, the village of Tavolzhanka is located in the gray zone, and the Russian armed forces control the eastern outskirts. Otherwise, the exit of the armed forces of Ukraine to the northern outskirts of eastern Kupyansk would have been impossible. At the same time, Ukrainian servicemen built pontoon bridges in the vicinity of Kupyansk itself. Fighting in the village continues. The armed forces of Ukraine intend to get to Kharkiv with a subsequent exit to Petropavlovka. To cover the grouping of troops along the right bank of the Oskol, mobile groups of manpads of the armed forces of Ukraine were deployed. Massed artillery fire is being conducted on the positions of the RF armed forces east of Kupyansk. Russian units launched a missile attack on the Ukrainian servicemen Dvurechny, who were forcing Oskol. The crossing is partially disabled, it is being actively restored. 4 BMP-1s were damaged. The Ukrainian command during these days intends to gain a foothold on the opposite bank and establish full control over Kupyansk and Petropavlovka. The transfer of reserves continues to the line of demarcation along the Oskol River. A pedestrian crossing operates in the Senkovo area south of Kupyansk. The armed forces of Ukraine retain the ability to transfer sabotage and reconnaissance groups in this sector of the front. Lyman direction, in the morning, Ukrainian troops attempted to storm Lyman from the south from the settlements of Dubrovka and Shorovo, but the RF armed forces managed to counterattack. The armed forces of Ukraine made an attempt to encircle Lyman from the northwestern direction. The Ukrainian armored group broke through the front to the northwest of Lyman. Enemy motorized infantry from the villages of Rubtsy and Lazovo advanced to the second line of defense of the RF armed forces in the area of the villages of Redkoduba and Karlovka. The armored group was detected in a timely manner by means of aerial reconnaissance. A fire defeat was inflicted on it. Fighting is still going on in the fields between the villages of Karpovka and Lazovo. In the vicinity of Drobyshevo, fighting for the settlement continues for the third day. Despite the lack of serious successes, the Ukrainian command intends to transfer additional reserves to the front. Additional forces of the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as several MLRS installations, have been deployed to the Yarofaya area. Servicemen of the 103rd Terror Defense Brigade arrived in the vicinity of Yampol. Bakhmutsko, Artemovsko, direction, the fighting in the area of disputable, Belgorodka, Dvurechny acquired a positional character. In Bakhmut, units of the armed forces of Ukraine blew up a road bridge between the eastern and central parts of the city in order to stop the advance of the Wagner PMC units. Donetsk direction, the armed forces of Ukraine are making regular unsuccessful counterattacks in the direction of the village of Pesky from the side of Vodian and Pervomaysky. Ukrainian formations again fired at the cities of the Donetsk agglomeration, the capital of the DPR, Yasenovitaya, Gorlovka, Makevka were hit. Zaporozhye direction, artillery duels are taking place along the entire line of contact.